The Boastful Firefly and the Steady Lamp. In a small garden behind an old cottage, twilight painted the sky in shades of purple and gold. As darkness crept across the flower beds, tiny lights began to dance among the roses and lavender. The most brilliant of these belonged to a young firefly named Flicker, whose light pulsed brighter than any of his companions. On the garden table sat Beacon, an ancient oil lamp with a brass base worn smooth by countless nights of faithful service. Her flame burned steady and true, casting a warm circle of light that had guided many creatures through dark hours. "Look at me!" Flicker called to the moths, beetles, and field mice gathering in the garden. He zipped in wild loops, his light flashing in dazzling patterns. "See how spectacular I am! My light dances and sparkles like a falling star." He darted near Beacon's gentle glow and laughed. "And look at that boring old lamp, the same dull flame, hour after hour. How tedious! Who wants such ordinary light when they could have my magnificent display?" The other creatures oohed and ahed at Flicker's performance, but Beacon simply continued burning quietly. "Your light is indeed beautiful, young one," she said in her warm voice. "But remember, true value comes not from dazzling others, but from being there when you're needed most." Flicker scoffed. "Needed? Everyone needs beauty and excitement. Your plain little flame could never compare to my brilliance." Just then, the wind began to pick up, rustling the leaves with an ominous whisper. Dark clouds rolled across the moon, and the first fat raindrops began to fall. The other fireflies quickly sought shelter under broad leaves and flower petals. "You should find cover," Beacon warned gently. "Storms can be fierce." But Flicker was too proud to listen. "A little wind and rain? Watch me shine even brighter." He flew higher, his light pulsing defiantly against the growing darkness. The storm struck with sudden fury. Wind howled through the garden, bending plants low and sending rain in sharp, stinging sheets. Flicker's light began to sputter as he fought against the gusts. His bright flash became a weak flicker, then barely a glow as the wind battered his tiny body and the rain soaked his wings. Below, the garden creatures huddled in terror. A family of field mice had lost their way between the vegetable rows. A young rabbit couldn't find the path back to his burrow. Several moths clung desperately to storm-tossed branches, unable to see where safety lay. Through it all, Beacon's flame burned steadily on. Protected by her glass chimney and fed by her reservoir of oil, she stood firm against the storm. Her reliable light cut through the darkness like a lighthouse beacon, showing the lost creatures the way to shelter. "This way," her light seemed to say, as the mice scurried toward the garden shed. "Over here," as she guided the rabbit to his burrow. One by one, she helped each frightened creature find safety. Even Flicker, his pride finally broken, struggled through the rain toward Beacon's welcoming glow. His own light had failed him completely, leaving him cold and lost in the storm he had been so eager to defy. "I'm sorry," he whispered as he huddled near the lamp's warm light. "I thought my brightness made me better than you." Beacon's flame danced gently, casting no judgment. "Your light is a gift, dear Flicker, but gifts are meant for service, not for show. When the storm passes and peace returns, your dancing light will bring joy to many. Until then, rest here in the warmth." As dawn broke and the storm cleared, Flicker understood at last. Beauty might catch the eye, but dependability touches the heart. From that day forward, he used his brilliant light not just to dazzle, but to guide other small creatures safely through the dark. Learning that the greatest brightness comes from lighting the way for others. Moral: true worth lies not in showing off your talents, but in being dependable when others need you most.